So essentially the way we envisage it working is that we'll have some preliminary rounds where people will be able just to debate without any pressure of being knocked out or anything along those lines, get feedback from professionals, and then hopefully after that, after a couple of rounds of feedback, they'll be able to progress and we'll have some competition whereby people will be given some contemporary topics and they'll be able to debate those topics against each other and then hopefully proceed and progress to a final.
So what subjects can be debated and who can take part?
So in terms of the taking part, it's anyone, any Gibraltar resident between 15 and 30 years old. So that's the GSLP Youth Section constitutionally is set up to represent that demographic. And the topics themselves are going to be anything really contemporary, anything political that's contemporary at the moment. So we're talking about politics that's not only limited to Gibraltar, contemporary issues in the UK, contemporary issues here locally, contemporary issues around the world. So we're hoping that there'll be exciting topics for young people to participate in a debate and voice their ideas about and give us a flavour of what they think about these issues.
How will the competition be judged? Because obviously politics will feature. So how will you ensure a level playing field?
So the preliminary rounds, as I said, won't be judged, but rather they'll be there just for feedback purposes. As we progress, we've had quite a few professionals who have volunteered to be able to judge some of the rounds that follow the preliminary rounds. We have people in the financial services sector who have volunteered. We have people in the party as well who have volunteered as well. And we think that those people will be able to then judge it at a neutral basis and hopefully as well at the same time as judging give feedback, but obviously all in a manner that's completely neutral and in a way that's completely fair.
So tell us about the skills the judges will be looking for.
So really what we're looking for is obviously just an improvement from the preliminary round. So we're hoping that participants will be able to get the feedback that they've received in the preliminary rounds and then use that to build on their debating skills. But we're looking for really confidence, clarity in arguments, short and concise debating points. And we're hoping that will end up then being seen by the judges as positive, because you don't want someone rambling on about something. And yeah, we're just hoping that people will take their feedback points and develop on those further.
The Chief Minister said in your press release that politics isn't just about insults, but when you look at some of the parliamentary debate, when you have a look at some of the spats between political supporters on social media, do you think they're setting a good example?
So I think social media in particular is something that I'm particularly worried about, because it's almost escalated to a stage whereby we have quite a cohort of anonymous accounts that are continuously just producing this, as you said, just an insulting content. And I think that the best thing that we can do in this debating competition is to remove ourselves from that sort of rhetoric and put ourselves in a position whereby it's an open atmosphere where people can debate their points, not get personal in any way, and actually voice their ideas without the threat or without the fear of someone coming after them and commenting on their thread afterwards in a manner that we've seen is completely unacceptable on social media.
I mean, do you think that is a real concern among young would-be politicians, aspiring politicians, just not wanting to enter the political arena because of the level of vitriol out there?
Definitely, Ros. I think that, I consider myself young. I don't know if I'm an aspiring politician, but I can tell you for one that I've received some comments on my Twitter feed that, for example, for me even, I try not to pay attention to them, and honestly they don't affect me, but I can see how that would put off young people from getting involved, because at the end of the day what we want to do is encourage young people to have a safe space to be able to voice their ideas, voice their concerns. We're always open to constructive feedback, constructive criticism. And the issue with this kind of rhetoric is that it puts off young people from getting involved, and that's what we need to stop going forward.
Debating societies and debating competitions are always a good way of spotting young people with a good political career ahead of them. Is that what the GSLP Youth is looking for?
We're always open to anyone who's interested in politics in joining the GSLP Youth Section. We have a vibrant youth section at the moment. When I joined the youth section, I remember we were a handful of people. That's grown over the years, and now we've got over 30 active participants, and we have a lot of people who are involved, which is more in the periphery. And we're hoping, that if anyone's interested in politics, they should reach out to us and they should get involved. But I want to make it clear that this debating competition is not political in any way in terms of party politics. This is something that we're opening to every member member of Gibraltar's youth from 15 to 30 years old to get involved, and there's no pressure whatsoever for them to end up joining a youth section. They can be from any political affiliation and they'll still be welcome in the competition.
Do you think these debating competitions can foster the wrong type of politician, i.e. someone who can defend a position without really believing in it?
No, I don't think so, because what we're going to be trying to get from the participants is for them to voice their actual concerns and their actual ideas about the topics that they're debating. So, and I think as well, debating skills is something that can be nurtured without having to put someone in the position that they're defending the indefensible. We won't be dealing with topics that are completely indefensible on one side and defensible on the other. We're hoping that these topics can be debated in a balanced manner, and we're hoping that that will serve them well for the future when it comes to debating, if they do go into politics.
So in a nutshell, Sam, just tell us what people will get out of this competition.
I hope that, for one, people will be able to further their public speaking skills and further their debating skills. It'll also be a great opportunity to meet new people, so I'm hoping that young people will come and we'll be able to meet them, they'll be able to meet each other. And it also gives these young people an opportunity to add something impressive to their CV, to their university applications. Today, the universities are looking for any sort of experience, and especially debating experience in a competition such as this one is something important. So there's several benefits of joining, and I really hope people see this as something that they can get behind and join.